Tonight on the 31 Nights of Halloween Horror, Hirosuke is haunted by visions of an island. Unfortunately for him, the reality of that island may be more than he can take. Tonight's movie, The Horrors of Malformed Men.
Hello everybody and welcome back to another episode of the 31 Nights of Halloween Horror! Triskaidekaphilia! Yes! And tonight, I thought, you know what? We should go back to the batshit crazy, insanity-laden Asian cinema with a Japanese movie that is, actually it starts off interestingly, but yes, it definitely goes quite crazy. And that movie is The Horrors of Malformed Men. Yes, The Horrors of Malformed Men. Well, so what is The Horrors of Malformed Men about? Well, it's about this man who is training to be a doctor, and he finds himself in a mental institution. And actually, the opening scene is him in a cell with a bunch of women in various stages of toplessness, and one woman trying to stab him. Anyways, we find out that this guy doesn't think he's crazy, but he is haunted. He is haunted by a melody that plays in his mind, a melody of a lullaby, and then images of an island and a beautiful yet ugly woman. And so he's kind of obsessed with this idea, this connection that he's not quite sure what it is. Anyways, somebody tries to kill him while he's in the asylum, and he thwarts the murder and manages to escape. And when he escapes, he actually happens upon a girl who was humming the lullaby, singing the lullaby. And so he, of course, is really interested in that, finds out that she was brought up in the circus, and perhaps that lullaby was something that her mother sang to her. So he decides to show her some pictures that he's drawn of the island. But before he can show her that stuff, she gets murdered. And he is kind of framed for it because, it's like, oh, you're dead. There's a knife. Look, that guy's got a knife. So he has to go into hiding. And strange enough, some bigwig executive dies who looks exactly like him. And so he decides to take his place, pretending to be the guy, rose from the grave. And, it also just happens that mysterious island is owned by this family, and that the deceased businessman's father is living there and doing something that's taking a whole lot of money. And so, of course, he needs to figure out what's going on in this island, what's up with this elder patriarch, and also, what does all this have to do with him and the lullaby? So, let's get to those scores, shall we? Violence and gore, I am going to give this one a 1.5 out of 5. There's a little bit of violence, a little bit of blood, but really not a lot. Really, the effects in here are for the malformed men, and some of them are kind of gross, but I don't know if I want to put this in the violence and gore factor. So anyways, we'll talk about this more in another spot. But right now, it's not like a slasher. It's not like a bloodbath. It's pretty tame. So 1.5 out of 5. Moving on to shock value, I'm giving this a 4 out of 5. Once again, it's more like what the fuck value. Once you get to the island, this movie is just another universe. It's not like another It's not like another movie. It's not like another world. It is another plane of existence. This island, holy shit! And so yeah, there's just a lot of like weird, what the heck shock when you get into that third act, and that's where really the movie really grabs you and goes, I'm messing you up, man. Anyways, so and that's when you get like the malformed men and the gross kind of makeup and stuff like that, all kind of in there, and it is rather shocking. So 4 out of 5. Moving on to plot, I'm going to give this a 3.5 out of 5. It's everything happens in this movie for a reason, and they do a good job of explaining it, but it's also really convenient from time to time. So there's that, maybe a little too convenient, but I think it's a very interesting story. It reminds me of a kind of Doctor or Island of Dr. Moreau type of thing, except this guy's not really like creating mutants. I mean, he is sort of trying to create some centaurs in there, but it's more like the revenge of malformed men, not necessarily just trying to create a new species. I think trying to wreak vengeance on the world because of the way they treat those who are not like others. Sepultura reference for anyone who got that, but anyways, so yeah, I think it's pretty strong. It's a unique story for the most part. Yes, like I said, it does have sort of a Isle of Dr. Moreau feel to it, but otherwise, I think it's pretty solid. Yes, like I said, a bunch of conveniences, but I really did enjoy the journey, and also there's some comedy in this movie. Like when he's trying to, he's playing the corpse of the businessman that died is something out of like a Laurel and Hardy skit. It's funny. It's brilliant. It's unique, and it kind of really sets the expectation that this movie is not going to run the way you think it's going to run. This movie is definitely going to be weird, and so yeah, there you have it. 3.5 out of 5. It's just something you got to watch. Honestly, it's hard to describe, especially I don't want to spoil the wonderfulness that is the final act. But anyways, moving on to acting, I'm going to give this a 4 out of 5. Once again, I think the performances in this movie are really great. The doctor, his confusion, his longing, all that kind of stuff, conflict with him in him. It shows through. I think the father is creepy and unhinged and maniacal, and honestly, the supporting cast is great. The whole comic scene was just wonderfully done and wonderfully executed. So yeah, it's great. 4 out of 5. Moving on to Nudity, and Nudity is a 5 out of 5. I mean, I told you about the opening scene, and like this movie kind of bookends like a lot of boobs, but with some scattered throughout the middle. But it's like the final act, and this guy, he's got like naked women, like, holding up his royal chair, and they've got like silver painted dancing women, and like these gold plated dancing women, and just like these, like, looked like a hunting party, hunting topless women wearing sackcloth, and then you got the centaurs, which are topless women, some maybe attached to like goats or something. I don't know. It's weird. It's freaking strange, and yeah, it's there. It's 5 out of 5. Okay, 5 out of 5. So moving on to enjoyment factor, and this is a 4 out of 5. I mean, I love weird, strange, crazy, nutso movies, and of course, especially when they're Asian, when they're Japanese, and so I ate this up. It's like it's confusing and it's a mess, and then they kind of explain everything, and it makes sense, but yet you're also saying, well, there's a lot of conveniences going on there, but overall, it is just a feast of weirdness, and I think anyone who likes strange, avant-garde, messed up cinema is going to like this one. So yeah, 4 out of 5. My overall impression is a 3.5 out of 5. Like strong acting, decent plot, and an overall strange and weird movie that has some themes that are, pretty universal. The whole idea of like, how do we treat those who are born different from us, things like that, and what kind of motivation that can feed. And so, it looks back on society and asks a lot of questions, and also you ask a lot of questions about what drugs the writer of this took, because it is definitely a trip. So yeah, there you go, 3.5 out of 5, and that averages out to a very strong 3.6 out of 5. Feasting on the boobs. What a way to put it, but that's basically what it is for bonus points. So there you have it. The Horrors of Malformed Men. Tell me what you think in the comment section below. Do you like it? Did you dislike it? Do you agree with me? Do you disagree with me? Is it strange, or do you think, no, it's very straightforward? I don't know what you're talking about. There's nothing strange at all. It's actually quite common. Yeah, seriously, guy. Anyways, so that should do it for another episode of the 31 Nights of Halloween Horror. Thank you for watching, and don't forget to rate, comment, subscribe, notification bell, YouTube, mumbo jumbo, blah 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 blah, yada yada yada. Like I said, no one's watching at this point, anyways. So, so. Thank you once again for watching another episode of the 31 Nights of Halloween Horror. And I tell you what, if I wake up in a cell with a bunch of topless, insane Japanese women, even though one's trying to knife me, you know what? I might be good. I'm just saying. I might be good. I might. No, probably. I probably wouldn't be good. It'd probably be. Now that I think about it, like a room full of psychotic women, regardless of how attractive they are and how undressed they are. Yeah. Actually, scratch that. I wouldn't be good. Send help. Send help immediately. I mean, I might be dead by the time you help me, but whatever. Anyways. Yeah.